Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to ThinkView, and this is NK. If you got around $2,000 and you are choosing between a Windows laptop and a MacBook, then in most cases, I would still recommend you going for the MacBook one. But there's a group of people who don't go that path, and instead they choose something like this, a thin and light Windows Ultrabook. So what does the Zenbook S14 has to offer, and who is it for? Let's find out in today's videos. First, it's for people who are looking for a premium Windows laptop. Think about it. There are people who are using Windows for decades, and their work is deeply tied to the Windows ecosystem, and that's also what makes them money. So there's no real incentive for them to switch from Windows to Mac OS. On the other hand, if you're a student, switching from Windows to MacBook, something like a MacBook Neo, is much more easier because you're still young and you still have the capability to learn something new. So that would take less time to catch up with your current workflow. But for people in their 40 or like 50, they just want something that works for them. And in some cases, they don't really have any choice because some of the software they are using only runs on Windows, especially in enterprise environments where accounting, auditing, or some internal tools are built specifically for Windows from the start. So for them, wanting a premium Windows laptop for their work is totally understandable. This group isn't huge, but it isn't small either. And you can see that clearly with the success of the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, a $2,000 machine that still sells very well. And that's why we got the Zenbook S lineup as ASUS' own attempt for the premium Windows laptop in its own unique way. Now speaking of premium, the Zenbook S right here can absolutely compete with anything out there, especially with the unique material called Ceraluminum. It's ASUS' unique blend of ceramic and aluminum, where the surface is specially treated to create a ceramic-like texture. When you touch it, it instantly feels very natural, almost organic, slightly feel like paper but still solid like metal. It's also scratch resistant and stay cleaner over time compared to ordinary aluminum, while still maintaining durability. This is the kind of difference that you won't really appreciate just by looking at it, but once you touch it, you can feel it immediately. However, in terms of finishing, there are still things that bugs me out. While the material is excellent, there are still some small details that feel a bit off, like the HDMI port cutout, which look slightly messy, or the corner over here, which look a little bit sharp instead of a smoothly curved. That said though, ASUS still nailed a lot of detail, like the grille design with thousands of tiny CNC holes that looks very precise. And overall, this is still an extremely thin and light machine at around 1.1 centimeters of thickness and about 1.2 kilograms. The hinge system uses multiple joints, so even though the laptop is thin, you can still open it easily with just one hand. The touchpad is also very modern design and stretching almost across the entire palm rest area. So when you place your hand down, everything feels seamless with almost no clear boundary between the touchpad and the keyboard, giving it a very clean and premium look. The glass surface on the touchpad has a light matte coating, so it glides smoothly without friction. Tracking ability is also very accurate, and the gesture responds instantly with almost no delay. So there's no learning curve here. The same goes for the keyboard. The keys are responsive with good travel and minimal flex despite how thin the laptop is. And they also have a slightly textured coating that feels great when typing, allowing me to reach nearly my maximum typing speed. This is exactly the kind of premium that the Zenbook S14 is targeting. It's for those people who don't just need a laptop that gets work done, but also want something with a unique design, special material, and a premium daily experience where every interaction, from moving the cursor to typing, feels polished. The kind of device that when you touch it once and immediately knows is premium. As for the display, it features a Lumina OLED panel with 500 nits of brightness, 3K resolution, and a 120Hz refresh rate. It's fully covered both P3 and sRGB color gamut with a very low delta E of 0.8. So whether you're doing color grading work or just watching movie, the visual quality is consistently excellent. So with all these above, if you're considering buying a Windows laptop, would you come to the Zenbook S14? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, let's come to performance. This laptop is equipped with 32 gigs of RAM and powered by the Intel Core Ultra 9 386H processor with 16 cores and 20 threads, making it perfect for heavy multitasking like running multiple displays or opening dozens of browser tabs without any issues. Compared to the previous Zenbook S generation with a Core Ultra 7 258V, this is a massive leap with around 60% higher CPU performance while maintaining similar power efficiency. In real-world usage like web browsing, chatting, or office app, the system only consumes around 3 to 5 watts, up to about 10 watts, and rarely spike to 20 watts, which is extremely efficient. Battery life is around 7 hours without test, slightly better than last year. One important point is that the performance is very consistent whether you plug in or use it on battery, because the chip is limited to around 28 watts of TDP, so whether you're working at home or going to the cafe, the experience stays consistent, and that's makes this laptop a truly work machine. Doesn't rely on a charger for the full performance, which honestly changed how I use the laptop. On the graphics side, however, sadly this is not the X7 or X9 version with the more powerful integrated graphic cards. This only comes with 4 of the 3rd generation of Z core instead of 12 like higher end version. But when I do gaming like League of Legends still run very smoothly. And for more demanding titles like Black Myth Wukong or Cyberpunk 2077, you can still hit around 60 FPS with reasonable setting. That said though, after all, this is still a thinner line laptop, so gaming isn't its priority, as long as it can still handle basic gaming. And for tasks like video editing or rendering, the GPU is still capable enough. And back to the original question, why would you choose this laptop? Well, the answer is simple. You choose the Zenbook S14 if you need Windows but still want a premium experience across design, keyboard, touchpad, display, and a very reliable performance that doesn't depend on the charger. And with 32 gigs of RAM, you can comfortably handle heavy workload and multitasking. But if you are a student or someone who are not tied to the Windows ecosystem, well then there's a lot of greater options at better price too. And what is your thought of the Zenbook S14? Will you buy this? Let me know in the comment section down below, okay? Now, thanks for watching. This is NK from ThinkView, and see you guys next time.